If you're planning a trip to Italy, don't forget to add Florence to your travel itinerary and check out some of these best things to do. Okay, let's start with the Duomo. This is probably the prettiest Duomo I've ever seen, and it's definitely a must-see if you visit Florence. Based on what I've heard from the locals, the long line to get inside is not worth the wait though, so do what you want with that information. Next up is Mercato Centrale. If you're looking for cheap eats in Florence, this is definitely the place to go. It's basically a food hall of various restaurants and bars. The first floor also has a huge market with local goodies, so if you're planning on staying in and cooking one night, I would definitely check it out. If you're interested in any leather, you definitely have to check out Scuola di Cuoio, which is a leather school, and all of the products sold are made by the students. There's tons of different products to choose from, and you'll actually be buying authentic leather. If you want to get some steps in, Boboli Gardens is the place to go. In addition to the beautiful gardens, there are some really pretty skyline views of Florence. Boboli is also absolutely massive. You could easily spend a couple hours here. Tickets are €10, and I recommend buying them in advance online if you don't want to wait in line. No trip to Florence is complete without a stop at some of the wine windows. Ordering wine through a window is way more fun, am I right? We only went to a few, but I really like Babé and Piazza Bianca. Although I don't love museums, you definitely have to visit at least one if you go to Florence. We booked a guided tour through Viator of Uffizi and Accademia, and it was so much more enjoyable than walking it by yourself. We also visited the Galileo Museum per Charles' request, which was cool, and I definitely want to go to the Gucci Museum next time. Now on to one of my favorite things to do when we travel, eat. The food in Florence is unreal. I'm going to make a separate video with some of our favorite restaurants, but while you're there, you obviously have to order a bistecca. The paninos are also next level, and you can't go wrong with the normal pizza, pasta, gelato. While you're in Florence, you also have to stroll the Ponte Vecchio, which is the only bridge in Florence to survive World War II. I believe it's also the oldest stone bridge in Europe, which is pretty cool. Anyways, it's a nice stroll and a great spot for photos too. If you're looking for a fun souvenir you won't find anywhere else, you have to pop into this perfumeria. There's no chance I'm going to be able to pronounce this, so I'll just leave it on the screen here. Anyways, it's considered today as the oldest pharmacy in the world and especially famous for its perfumes. It's absolutely beautiful. If you're planning on visiting, make sure to get there right when they open, as it does get busy. If you're looking for free things to do in Florence, you can't go wrong with a guided walking tour. It's a 2-hour tour that gives you a little history about Florence and takes you around to some of the top attractions. Just make sure to tip your guide at the end. Another great place to grab souvenirs to take home with you is a stationery store. We randomly popped into Signum. They had tons of stationery, postcards, leather goods, calligraphy supplies, and lots of other unique little trinkets. Last up is Aperitivo at La Menagerie. This is a great place to pop into before dinner and grab a drink and some complimentary snackies. In addition to it being a cafe, they also have a full-service restaurant and sell gifts and flowers. Save this post for your next trip to Italy and stay tuned for tomorrow's post on my favorite restaurants in Florence.